Hey guys, Yana here, and in this video I wanted to do something a bit different from what I normally do. Now you guys know that I do a lot of love readings, but in this reading I want to do something for Kim Porter because her passing has really bothered me. I've always looked at like her and Puffy and like Mary J. Blige and that whole 90s era. I've always looked at them as like hip-hop royalty. That's what I look at as music. Like, I don't look at like this new generation as music at all. This new generation is so foreign to me. Okay. Yeah, her passing really bothers me. I feel like there's things that we don't know about. um yeah, I don't feel like we're getting the whole story. Okay, so anyways, I'm gonna get into her reading. I want to know what they're saying about passing. Is it true? Is it related to cardiac arrest? Is it related to her having a flu or pneumonia, whatever? I want to know, like, is that true? Like, what we're being told, is that the truth? Oh, great. Someone's calling me. Be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Someone called me while I was actually doing the reading. So anyways, I shuffled the cards, so now I'm going to ask. What they're telling us about her death being related to cardiac arrest and a pneumonia or the flu, is this true? Wow. Seven of Swords. Matter of fact, let me put the camera down so you guys can see the cards that I'm pulling. Seven of Swords reverse. Three of Swords in the upright. Ace of Swords reverse. Page of Cups in the upright. Eight of Pentacles reverse. Four of Pentacles in upright. Okay. It's a lot here. Like, wow. So we're starting off with the Seven of Swords reverse and the Three of Swords in the upright. So what this is telling me is that what I'm feeling intuitively is correct. There is a lot of deception going around her whole entire death. We're not being told the right thing regarding her death. Because the Seven of Swords in the upright is about someone who's deceptive and they're like basically sneaking away and like doing it and like getting away with it. But when it's reversed, it's about the deception coming out, like the truth coming out, even a confession. So what I'm feeling intuitively is like what they're telling us obviously is not everything. There's a lot of layers when it comes to her death, and we're gonna find out about it. It's gonna slowly come out within the next couple of weeks to the next couple of months. Okay. What I'm also feeling intuitively, if you look at the Three of Swords, right? The Three of Swords is about heartbreak, right? Now they did say that her death is around cardiac arrest, right? You look at the Three of Swords, this is a heart. You see all those swords like going through it. So what I'm feeling intuitively is that it is related to her heart. But what I'm also feeling intuitively is that when she passed away heartbroken. So a lot of the times people think this is funny, but it's true. Like, people don't understand. You can die of a broken heart. Like, people don't understand that. They think it's a game, but you can definitely die of a broken heart. That's why they always tell you that you cannot allow things to stress you out. Like, people don't understand. If you're okay, let me explain like this. You ever been heartbroken in like a relationship and you feel literally sick? And some people are like, how could that make you feel sick? Like they don't quite understand. Like what you have to understand is whatever you're feeling, your body's gonna feel. So if you're feeling sad, it's all kind of chemicals that's running through your body that's going to affect your organs. So it's like in the last couple of days of her life, she was heartbroken. Okay. Um, so much so that I feel intuitively that it played a major part in her death. She was going through a lot emotionally. Although, like, on social media, she seemed like she was happy. The last days of her life, she wasn't. She was heartbroken. I'm gonna get into why she was heartbroken, but she was heartbroken. And with the Ace of Swords reverse, she was heartbroken because see the Ace of Swords in the the Ace of Swords reverse paired with the Page of Cups tells me that she's a very sensitive person. Um, she was someone that she was kind of fragile, especially at this time in her life. She felt like the communication between her and the people around her was very bad. So she was telling the people around her, I don't feel good. I don't feel like myself. Something is not right. Something is going on with me. I feel sick. I really feel like her heartbreak led to her being sick. That's what people really don't understand. Like when you're extremely stressed out and you're not happy, it really does affect your health. But what I'm also feeling intuitively is like it's not just her being like heartbroken that led to her health, but it's also like the people around her were not working in her favor. I'm also feeling intuitively like she was going to like her health providers and like letting them know I don't feel like myself, and they really weren't taking her seriously. They were kind of like telling her it's kind of like all in your head. You know, yeah, they weren't like working with her when it came to her health. It was like she felt like she was kind of by herself. That's what I'm feeling. Especially with this Four Pentacles in the upright. It was almost like she felt like she was alone and she felt like she had to like protect herself. She was like, okay, you people ain't gonna listen to what I'm saying, so I guess like I'ma figure this out on my own. She was definitely trying to protect herself from someone. That's what I'm feeling intuitively. Like the people around her, I don't want to say they set up her death, but they played a role in it. She was neglected. That's the word I want to use. She was really, really neglected. Her communication with them was very bad. They were not taking what she was saying seriously. And there is some sort of deception going on regarding her death, and it's going to come out. She died very depressed. She was not happy. And she died feeling really alone. Okay, so I want to get into how does Diddy feel about Kim's passing. Diddy's a really interesting character, but I don't judge him because, I don't walk in his shoes. We don't walk in any of these celebrity shoes, so it's easy for us to be like, I wouldn't do that and I would do this. You don't walk in their shoes, you don't know what it's like to be them. So how does Diddy feel about Kim's passing? He doesn't know how to move forward. He's like, I don't know what to do. He's like, he's lost. He's like, how am I supposed to move forward? He also feels like, even though he's like the head and he's like what you would call like the man of the house, even though they weren't like living in the house, but he's the man of the family. He's the head of the family, the one that everyone kind of goes to. She was like his rib, like the glue. She was like what also helped to keep them together. And he's like, I don't know what to do. In this moment, he doesn't, he, it's like when she was alive, he never realized that she was really, it's not like, I wouldn't say he didn't realize she was the glue, but he didn't realize like how important her role was to that family. It's like her passing, he's like, yo, oh shit, like this whole entire time I've been thinking I've been carrying this family by myself, but nah, she really been helping me. You know what I mean? He kind of feels like he lost his partner in crime. Like, he's like, how am I really going to move forward with this thing? Nine of Swords. He's not sleeping. He's having insomnia. He's anxious. He's not getting good rest at all. Yeah, he's not sleeping at all. If he is sleeping, he's probably getting like 2 or 3 hours of sleep. It's crazy. Interesting though. Just like just like his energy. He's thinking about his money. You know, look at this man. That's Diddy. Sitting on his throne with all his money. He's thinking about his money. He's a like I said, I don't judge. He's a businessman. He's thinking about, certain steps he's gonna have to take financially. He's thinking about his kids. He's also like thinking about certain things that like he has set up financially with her. And he's just like, I need to make good financial decisions because she's no longer here. And although I am the breadwinner, obviously, um, I have to, it's making him realize like I have to make even better financial decisions because now I am, out of, okay, because how many kids does Puffy have? Puffy has six, and I think only it's Chance, Christian, the two twins. Yeah. So, and the other two are not. And Justin. Justin is his. So that's five. So the only one that's not his is Quincy. Okay. But he views Quincy as his own. So what he's thinking about is like, okay, I'm responsible for these six kids. Although Christian, Justin, and Quincy are grown, they still look at him as a dad. So he's saying to himself, I need to make good financial decisions to make sure that my kids and my family is going to be good, you know. It's really interesting though. This is definitely connected to Kim. Like I said, he did not realize that Kim was keeping him balanced. Like he felt like the whole entire time, like everything was kind of on him, and he's really coming to the realization, like, yo, this girl was really keeping me balanced. Like he's saying to himself, like, yeah, okay, I was providing the money and stuff like that, but she was taking care of the kids, like she was holding it down. Now he's like, I'm gonna have to take care of the kids and hold it down and try to be like a real dad. I can't be like this bachelor guy that I'm used to being. And he doesn't know how he's gonna juggle it, because if this was an upright, he would be like, okay, I'm gonna figure this out, I'm gonna juggle this whole thing, I'm gonna be able to balance both things. But it's reverse. So he doesn't know how he's going to balance everything. Queen of Swords reverse. What is this paired with? Six of Wands reverse. So he definitely does not like that this is out in the public eye. He doesn't like the fact that he feels criticized by the public. He feels like people are being super critical of him. Although people are giving their condolences and stuff like that, you have to remember, we as humans, we can have like 100 people saying, you know, um, I'm sorry for your loss or whatever. All it takes is that one or two people that say little stupid, dumbass comments and criticizing you or whatever, and then that's all you focus on. He also feels kind of like criticized by the public because of things that he's done in the past. So he kind of feels like, okay, great, like now I'm really gonna get, criticized. Like I'm used to being criticized. I've been going through this my whole entire career, as far as like, my personal life and my professional life and things like that. But now I'm really gonna get dragged. That's kind of how he feels. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so let's get into Quincy, which is her oldest son. How does Quincy feel about losing his mom? How does Quincy feel about losing his mom? Okay. So we got the Three of Pentacles reverse, and we also have the Eight of Swords in the upright. So it's quite interesting. Quincy feels like, okay, so right now they're all kind of having discussions of how to handle everything since her passing. So they're talking about like how she's gonna be buried, like where they're gonna bury her at. They're talking about like, what they're going to do as far as the kids or stuff like that. And he kind of feels like there's no harmony when it comes to these decisions. It's like he feels like he's used to like he's used. Sorry, card just fell. Okay. He's used to them working as a team. He's used to the blended family working together as a unit. But he feels like they're not doing that. He kind of feels like he's like, this is my mother, and I don't even have a say so in the way things are being dealt when it comes to her. And he feels trapped. So whoever, and it more than likely is Diddy. That's what I'm feeling intuitively is Diddy. Diddy's like, oh, we're gonna do things a certain way. We're gonna do it like this, and he's like, nah, that's not what I want. I don't want it done like that. Especially with this Seven of Wands reverse. He's feeling extremely overwhelmed. He's like, I'm already dealing with the passing of my mother. My energy is scattered. It's all over the place. My brain is all over the place. Like, I don't know what, to do and to think. And then here y'all come talking about, no, we're gonna do it like this. Nah, like, this is my mom. Like, that's kind of how he feels, especially with this Six of Pentacles. This is about shared wealth, you know so they're already having discussions about her money. They're already having discussions about money. It feels like he's kind of like going, I wouldn't say he's going at it with them, but he just feels like the way that they're like deciding to do things is not, it's not cool. He's like, wait a minute, like, we've always done everything together. We've always made decisions together. Why is it now that only one or two people get to decide? Wow, the rest of us gotta sit back and just accept what it is that y'all deciding. Especially with this hermit in the upright. Quincy is, don't be surprised that Quincy isolates himself from certain people in that family because he doesn't like what he's seeing. He doesn't like how they're handling it. And it's like he doesn't appreciate that they're already like talking about money and like who's gonna get what and how it's gonna be split and shared. He's like, yo, my mom just freaking died. So it's like his eyes is opening up and he's like, yo, these niggas is really like, these niggas is crazy. Excuse my language, but yo, they're already, I can't believe this. They're already discussing who's gonna get what, stuff like that, like her, like inheritance. And a lot of it is connected to Puffy. You guys gotta remember though, Puffy is a businessman. He always think about his finances. So yeah, Quincy's like, I'm not feeling this. Like don't be surprised Quincy just don't mess with people for a while. Like he's gonna be by himself for a while. That's his energy. He's like, I just can't. Okay, I wanna know, this may even bring him and his dad closer. It's so interesting because, when people die, you start to see people real true colors. So this may even bring him and his dad, I'll be sure, closer. Because he's kind of looking at like Puffy and them like what are you doing? Like why are we even talking about money? Like what the hell? Like she ain't even been dead a week yet. Are you kidding me? So anyways, I'm gonna get into how does Christian feel about his mother's passing. Wow, okay. You know what's interesting? You know how he sees it? Christian? Christian felt like his mom was carrying a lot of burdens. He felt like a lot of things were on her shoulder, and how he's kind of saying, like how he's taking it is like, you know what, mom, no more suffering. Now you get to release these burdens. Like now you get to no longer be in pain. He's seen that his mother went through a lot, and he feels like, okay, her passing is like, now she gets to rest. Now she gets to be at peace. But with the 10 of Swords reverse, this is like he feels stabbed in the back, but he's trying to. Okay, so let me explain this. When it first happened, he felt like someone literally just kept on stabbing him in his back, repeatedly. Like this was like the worst pain he ever felt in his life. He felt betrayed. He felt like, how could this happen? He he was like, how could she leave me, right? But then now he's like, no more suffering, no more pain, no more her feeling like everything is on her shoulders. Now she gets to release it. So it's like, it's his way of trying to move forward. Because the 10 of Swords reverse is when you feel betrayed, but you're coming out of feeling like that, you're accepting what happened. So it's like this is his way of accepting his mother's passing. He's, at least he's trying to. But with the Knight of Wands reverse and the 9 of Swords, He's just like his dad. He is his dad's twin. He can't sleep. You know, he's experiencing insomnia. He's super anxious. His energy is all like his energy and thoughts and just his vibe is like all over the place. He just, it's like 1 second he's like, okay, she's at peace. She's no longer burdened. All right, I accept it. Next second he's like, I can't believe my mom gone. Like he's losing it. Okay, he's not thinking clearly. You know, okay, I gotta apologize. My phone, the memory cut off because I had like not enough space or whatever you want to call it. But anyways, he lacks clarity. He doesn't know how to move forward. He feels like he doesn't have what it takes to move forward. Christian is going to need therapy. This hit him hard. He's gonna definitely need some therapy. Okay, and then I want to ask, how do the twins feel about their mom passing away? How do the twins feel about their mother's death? How do the twins feel about their mother's death? Okay, so we have the Two of Cups reverse. They had a very strong bond with their mother. Almost like, you see how they're twins? Their mom was like their triplet. That's how they felt. It was a very strong bond. Like their mom was their everything. And with the Two of Cups reversed, they feel like that bond has been snatched away from them. Like it's been broken. But they're saying to themselves, at least we have each other. But that's how they feel. They feel like that bond they had with her is gone. Like it's just been snatched out of their hands, like gone, you know? How do they feel? Trapped. This is a card I keep pulling for a lot of them. They feel trapped. They don't know what to do. They feel stuck. They feel like life as they know it is just different. They're like, I can't wrap my mind around this. I don't know how I'm gonna get over this. Man, this is real fucked up. You know what's interesting? They kind of feel like it's their father's fault that she passed away. They feel like they also feel like their dad needs spiritual healing. What I'm also feeling intuitively is that they're not really looking forward to having to like live with him full time because he's not the most emotional parent. Like she was more of the emotional parent. She was more of like the nurturer and very loving with them. And I'm not gonna say he's not loving with them, but he wasn't emotionally he's not he's kind of cold. He's not the most emotional. So they're like, great, we have to go live with him. And they just feel like, I'm trying to find a word. They just feel like he needs Jesus. That's how they feel. They're like not happy about this. They've seen their father hurt their mom emotionally. They feel like he took he took her for granted. Emperor reverse. It don't seem like the twins really fuck with their dad like that. Like I'm not gonna say they don't like their dad, they don't love him. Like they do love him, they do care for him, but their number one was their mom. they kind of feel like their dad like abuses his authority, and they feel like they blame him for their mother's passing, man. They feel like their dad is kind of domineering. He he's strict with them, and their mom was more lenient. Like she was more like have fun with them, play with them, where he's more like stern and straight laced, and they're not looking forward to it. Here we go. Knight of Wands. Keep pulling this card too. Their energy is scattered. They're just like, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. They also feel like their dad is scattered too. They feel like he's all over the place. Like they're just watching him and they're just like, look at him. Look how he's acting. That's who we have to freaking live with. Great. They're not happy about it. They're just like, this is not fair. So I don't know, how does Al Sure feel about Kim's passing? How does Al Sure feel about Kim's passing? How does Al Sure feel about Kim's passing? I wanted to take this card because it kind of popped out, but no, I'm gonna take it back. Or maybe I should have took it. My intuition tells me don't take it though. It kind of popped out, but then it kind of didn't. Cause to me, a card that pops out would pop out like on the mat, but it kind of like popped up in the air. If that card is meant to pop out again, it's gonna pop out. So how does Al Sure feel about Kim's passing? I guess it was meant to pop out. That's crazy. Okay. Yo, I'm telling you, him and Quincy is... Didn't we pull this for Quincy? I'm telling you, the way that they're deciding to do things regarding her, Quincy and Al do not like it. And they're talking about it. And he's indecisive because he's thinking about saying something. He's like, yo, I don't like the way y'all going about this. And he wants to say something. You know what I'm feeling intuitively? It's like they're taking control and Quincy and Al feel kind of like the like the stepchild. That's kind of how they feel. They kind of feel a little left out of like what's gonna happen, and they don't like it. So he's indecisive because he doesn't want to fight, right? But he knows like if he says something, it could go there. But that's not what he wants. Okay, that's not what he wants. But he's like if I say something, it's gonna be a brawl. Like it's gonna be on, and he doesn't want that. Okay, so what he's trying to do is he's trying to be patient, right? But with the hangman reverse, he's kind of struggling with being patient. He's like, let me be patient, let me chill, let me watch to see what they're gonna do before I wild the fuck out. Let me chill. And then with the Knight of Swords and the Seven of Wands reverse, yo, he's gonna say something. He's gonna say something, and it's gonna be a verbal dispute between him and them, and he's gonna feel extremely overwhelmed. He's gonna feel just like Quincy. So it's crazy. They're both feeling that way. You guys saw me shuffle the freaking cards. So it's like Quincy's going to. That's why I was saying to you guys, I felt it from the beginning of the video. Remember, I said I wouldn't be surprised if Quincy and Al Sure's relationship gets better from this happening, because they're seeing the way that they're going about this shit, and they're like, yo, this shit ain't cool. Like, what are y'all doing? So it's like Quincy's coming to him is like, yo, they're doing this, they're doing that. And you know what? I'm gonna do a part two, cause I wanna know, like, cause this video is super long anyways. But I wanna know, like, what are they doing that they don't agree with? I'm feeling intuitively it's her funeral, what they're gonna do with like her home, her finances, where the girls are gonna live at, and they're kind of like not even going to Quincy and like the children, asking them, what do you guys want? Like, what do you guys think is appropriate? It's kind of like they're kind of doing what they want to do. And they're like, that's not fair because this is our mom too. Like, she was someone to us as well. You can't just be making decisions on your own. Like, no, that's not how it works. Especially since, you know, I believe when you pass away and you're not married and you have adult children, they are the ones that usually make decisions on your behalf. But we also don't know if Kim had a will saying what she wanted done with her. Because if you have like a will or like, healthcare proxy or some type of legal document saying that you want this and that person to handle your whatever, then so be it. I know that Kim's mom passed away. So I know that actually I think your parents would be the ones that make decisions, or then your children, or like if you have adult children, it may be the adult children that make the decisions. I don't really quite know how it works, but then you also have to remember, um, she has adult children, yeah, and they got, their money and their wealth or whatever from their parents, but other people in their family have more money than them. Like, what I'm basically trying to say is we could be saying, well, she has adult children, so they're the ones that get to make decisions. But we don't know what she has set up legally. You know what I mean? We don't know how she did. We don't know if she didn't do that. Like, we just don't know. And I've seen this happen. Like, I have a friend where her father passed away and she was an adult. Her and her brother were both adults. She's in her early 30s and her brother's in the late 20s. And their uncle the uncle and the grandmother basically came and took over his funeral and didn't involve them in anything. And they felt left out and they were very upset. And they even like stole his car and his jewelry and his money, and the kids were left pretty much with nothing. Because what ended up happening was that when their dad was passing away, because he knew he was going to pass away, he told them where his money was. And because they thought that their family loved them, they were telling him, oh, dad told us that his money is in this and that place. So behind their back, the uncle and the grandmother went and took the money. So when it came time to burying him, they were excluded. They had no involvement in it, and then they got into an argument with their family member, and they didn't, it was going to get physical, so they didn't want that. So they just kind of was like, fuck it, whatever, y'all want to take over my dad's funeral, whatever, I'm not even going to argue with y'all. So I want people to understand, like, even though legally, like, it could be set like, okay, this is the person that will decide, you also got to remember, you don't know what she has set up legally on her behalf. And then you also got to remember the demeanors of people, because some people just don't want to argue, but her whole passing and funeral stuff like that is definitely going to change the dynamic of this family. It's gonna change it. They're gonna work hard. What I'm feeling too, they're gonna work hard to appear to the public eye like everything is fine, but there's a lot going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. And to be honest, they've kind of been doing that for a while. But anyways, I'm gonna end this reading here because this video gonna be super long. I'm gonna create a part two. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. I hope it was helpful. This is just unfortunate. You know, rest in peace, Kim Porter. Um, Damn, it's like losing royalty. Honestly, you were just like the essence of beauty, beautiful chocolate goddess, just gone.